Hello, I'm Liselle Sambury and welcome to this video. I had put out a question sticker on Instagram asking what sort of videos people would want to see, and some people wanted to see my writing routine and some people wanted to see how I organize and like stay on task and like get shit done. So I figured I would combine those into a video. So I'll show you like my daily writing routine, or at least how I figure out how my daily writing routine is gonna look. And then I'll also show you how I organize my projects and how I organize what I'm gonna work on each day and that sort of thing. And so that's what this video is all about. I said my name in the beginning because I realized I almost never say my name in my videos and like introduce myself. So I'm Liselle Sambury. I'm a soon-to-be published young adult author and this is my channel. So that's what I'm gonna be going through today. You've already seen a little bit of my morning. So I wake up around 8:30 just because that's when my boyfriend gets up for work. So he's already like moving around and like making noise and stuff. So I figure I'll just wake up at the same time anyway. I like to get up fairly early in any case. I don't really like to sleep in that much, to be honest. So I wake up when he wakes up, and then basically at like 9 o'clock I'm in front of the TV and I do my little morning workout. I follow a plan. I follow Fitness Blender plans, one of their plans. I'll link them below in case you are interested in that. And then after I do that with my dog Bobo, who oversees me as I exercise, then I basically shower and I like get ready, and then I am like, okay, this is the start of my day, and let's go ahead and get into the start of the day. I am now at my desk and I'm going to run you through my Google Calendar setup. This is basically the core of how I time manage for my daily life and also for all of my writing and YouTube and all of that. And so essentially I'll put up a little thing on the screen over there so you can see what the Google Calendar looks like. And so what I have on there, I have like writing events. So like these are like live streams or meetings I have that are related to writing. I have my YouTube stuff. So all the YouTube videos I have that I'm going to be putting out. And then I also have my projects themselves. So each project I give its own Google Calendar so that I can map it individually and map it in its own color. So you can see on there, I've got my YouTube videos that I'm doing. So on September 1st, you'll see this video. I try and be ahead of schedule and I try and like plan out a month ahead if I can. So that's why this is like, I'm filming it on the 11th, which you can see circled, but I'm not actually going to post it until September 1st, like several weeks later. I like to be ahead. And then in the little green dots, you can see those are writing events. So like I have live streams on there. I have meetings that I have or Zoom meetings with like other writers. And then I have like my in conversation there as well. So I'm doing that. I'm filming with Tracy Deonn. Her book Legendborn comes out, I believe, September 15th. I'll have all the information below for you. I got to read an early copy. It is amazing. It is Southern Black Girl Magic meets Arthurian legend. And I don't know anything about, well, I didn't think I knew anything about Arthur. I actually knew more than I thought, but it was like amazing to me. Like it's one of my favorite reads of the entire year. It is fantastic. I stayed up until 3 a.m. reading. 100% get this book on your TBR. I have all that information below. And you can also watch the in conversation video over here. So with that out of the way, let's go on to the projects, which I'm sure is what you're more interested in. So I have a calendar, as I said, for each project. So BLM 1 is Blood Like Magic. That's my debut. That's why the 1. And then BLM 2 is my sequel. And then BB is my horror. Hashtag haunted house book is what I'm calling it. Obviously, I know the title and that's why I have the BB abbreviation for myself, but I'm not telling anyone the title. So sorry. So essentially I block out how much time I think it's going to take me to do each task. So like you'll see in like a week before filming this, BLM 1 copy edits. So I write basically what the project is and what stage it is. So what the edit I'm working on is doing. and then how much time I think it's going to take me. I did have a deadline of September 1st, aka today, for copy edits, but I kind of felt like it wasn't going to take me that long to do. And I also wanted to be able to organize it around other projects I'm working on. And that's why I really like the Google Calendar format, because I can really move things around and see how everything is laid out. So for my horror book, my haunted house book, I have projected that I will need about 2 weeks to do it. Basically, like, yeah, about 2 weeks. It's not quite because of the way my schedule worked, but essentially I'll be editing 3 chapters a day. I'll be editing 3 chapters a day. And so this is just like the amount of time it's going to take me to get through the whole thing. And so I have that mapped out, and then I basically decide what I'm going to be doing after. So what am I going to be doing for the rest of the month? I'm probably going to spend a week doing my read through and note taking of my sequel. I haven't read it since I've written it, so I want to read through the whole thing and take revision notes, do my own self edit, and then I'll start polishing it. So then you'll see the whole polish thing over here is because I am going to be working on polishing it. And that goes beyond August, like it goes all the way into September, but I just wanted to show you August to give you an example. So every day, basically, when I sit down and I decide what am I working on today, I look at the calendar and I'm like, okay, I'm working on my developmental edit. I have a video going out today, so I know I gotta like check on my YouTube to see how the video is doing. And it also helps me organize day to day my schedule. So if I sit down in the morning, like say on Thursday, and I know at 2:30 I'm going to be filming a video, then like I'll probably push to get my writing done in the morning, versus like today where I know I don't have anything extracurricular going on. I am filming in the morning now because I'm filming this, and then probably I'll do my writing in the afternoon.
Get your stuff together, get yourself together. What is everyone working on? Good morning, Alvin. I still need to get my desk like cleared away. I am finally going to be working on, sorry, that was a stapler, draft 1.5. I'm at a point in my outline where I feel like I can just jump into the next draft. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Video that I was really having a hard time deciding on what to work on for camp. I'm kind of torn. So I have this one project that I've shelved. It's a YA fantasy. It's a story of my heart. I loved it, but it's going to be a passion project. Like, I don't know if it's going to get...
It is the afternoon. So as you saw, as part of my morning, I hopped into Devasha's stream replay, her live write-in, and I did that to work on my horror revisions, and actually was only supposed to read through 3 chapters, or like edit through 3 chapters, and I actually ended up doing 6. I knew my revisions were lighter, the ones that came from my agent, because my draft is actually in like really, really good shape. It's really just like some sort of more nitpicky things that need to be edited with it. And so I knew those were lighter revisions, but I didn't realize how much I could do. And so I'll put my calendar over here for you. You'll see that it has changed already from the morning. So I realized that I could finish my horror edits in a week, like by the end of the week, by Sunday, instead of like taking 2 weeks. And so I've adjusted my calendar. So I've adjusted now the new timeline that I'm gonna need for my horror edits, and I've moved everything else up so that I can do everything else sooner. And so I could have just like continued on with the same schedule, but for me, if I can do more and still be comfortable, like not feel burnt out or anything, then I'll continue to do that. And for me, that really works because I spent like a good chunk of my morning filming. I didn't actually spend that much time. I think I probably spent like maybe 2.5 hours actually doing those revisions, which like to me for the full day isn't that much work, because I can easily spend like 2 hours, 3 hours in the morning writing. Like if I sit down from like 10 a.m., I can pretty much write steadily until 12, and then I take my lunch break, and then I'll probably like write steadily again until like 3 or 4 o'clock. Like that's very comfortable for me, and that doesn't feel overwhelming. And so in this case, like I did those 6 chapters and it's like 1:30 now, so it didn't even take me that much time to do it. So it's very doable goal wise for me to finish by the end of this week, and so that's why I adjusted that. That's part of my whole time management thing. It's very flexible. That's why I like the Google Calendar, because it's really easy for me to shift those dates and move all of that stuff around. So that's basically like, that was my writing for the morning, and that's basically to me my writing day. I did take a lunch in between. My boyfriend comes home for lunch, so it just makes more sense for me to take lunch when he comes home for lunch, because it's just naturally we're chatting with each other and he'll talk to me anyway, so there's no point in like trying to work through it. And honestly, I don't really eat breakfast, so usually 12 o'clock is when I get hungry, so I may as well take my break and eat and sustain myself. And I usually watch like YouTube videos during that time. I'll like watch other AUTHORTUBERS and stuff, like that's my catch up on that time. So that was really good. And yeah, so now my writing day is technically over because I've done the work, like the writing work that I set out for the day. I'm not the sort of person where I'm gonna push into doing something else necessarily. Like if I feel like it, I might work on plotting another project. Like if I'm in a really big like writing mood, I do have a second horror that I'm working on, so maybe I'll like take half an hour to work on plotting that a bit, just to like do something else for a bit because I'm in the mood for it. And then after that is basically like my like creative time. So I'll do stuff other than writing. So I'll like sew, or I have a paint jam I could work on, or I'll paint, or I'll draw, like I'll do something creative like that. Or alternatively, I'll read. Like I'll go in the living room on the couch with my dog and I will sit down and I will read a book, and I'll like do that from now, what is like 1:30. I'll do that basically until my boyfriend gets home. After he gets home, he goes and works on the yard usually anyway, so then I just have even more time to do whatever. But usually like after 5 p.m. I'm pretty much only either gonna read or like watch TV, and like usually like all of my creative spirit tends to drop off at 5 p.m. and I no longer want to like do stuff that like that. I just kind of want to chill pretty much. But we'll see what I end up doing. I don't even know what I'm going to be doing until the time will come up. But now, because I have that kind of extra bandwidth, I do think I'm going to spend half an hour working on plotting my second horror and maybe slotting in time for it into my calendar. I don't know. It's a bit of a ways off, but that's what I'm going to do. I thought I would check back in and wrap up. So as I said, I did end up working a bit on my other horror project, and then my creative thing that I was doing for the day is I started to kind of do a little bit of a map of Toronto for my debut, just as kind of like a fun thing for me to do, because it's just like part of me just doing fun art stuff. I actually fully forgot that I had even thought about journaling, so that's not gonna happen. But yeah, that's basically kind of like my writer routine. As an accidental full-time author, I basically, you know, wake up in the morning, I do my exercise, I shower, I sit down, I go over my little schedule thing, I write for probably like half the day, and then I just like do whatever artsy stuff I want to do. I'll probably like do some more coloring, and then I might read a little bit later. I've been reading a book and I kind of want to get back into that, so I will probably just kind of go sit and do that. And that's basically like how my writing routine works, and also how I kind of block out my time. I hope this was helpful for you watching, to kind of get an idea of how my whole routine works, and also get an idea of how I organize things, and maybe that can help you with how you do your own like organization for your writing and time management. So that's the end of the video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to me already, please subscribe. I post videos weekly on Tuesdays. And if you have any more questions about my writing routine or anything like that, or kind of my time management, please feel free to ask that below, and I will answer to the best of my ability. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!